This is your Wednesday morning edition. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, man, yeah. Y'all relax, relax. Chill. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So listen, we're halfway through the week, and today we're talking about change. The moments that shake us, the moments that shape us, the decisions, um, that affect our legacy, right? And the people who help us get through it, right? But today I want to start this morning just a little bit different, just a little bit different, just a little bit different. You know what? I asked myself, I was like, I'm gonna start adding a little poetry to my morning shows. I'm gonna start adding a little poetry to the morning shows. You know, and on Fridays maybe I freestyle or something. But see if I can find the song, and then we'll get back to the news because there are a few things that I want to talk about today. But yeah, man, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Elvain's Radio. Like I said, it's Wednesday. It's our Wednesday edition, which is Win Wednesday, right? So, put those wins in the chat. Um, you know, um, you know, talk about, the positive, the glass half full, all of those good things, all of those great things, right? So, um, let me see. All right, so we're gonna click that one, but we ain't gonna click that one. See if I can turn this up a little bit, but not too much. All right, now we'll go here. Let me see. I call your name. I remember when the bigger picture was more than just being inside of a frame. I remember all the dates. I remember all the escapes. I remember every moment that you made me wait. I remember. But I also remember the tender moments that we did share. I also remember how love was thick when it was inside the air. I remember the follicles, the molecules, the cuticles, the nucleuses, the mitochondria, the the atoms. See, I majored in chemistry. So of course I would put that inside of my poetry. Of course, that would be more than just a sentiment. That would be a love that would be harder than something that could be cemented over time. Something that was throughout lifelines. Understand that the wine and the nights and the plates and the dates, they didn't add up to nothing. They added up to actually more than you could have ever perceived. See, the love that I had for you was such a relief until I realized that the whole time I was being deceived. The whole time it was you just showing a representative and not the actual you, the actual one that I thought that I fell in love with and wanted to sail the ocean blue, the one that made my heart stop, the one that made my time drop, the one that made my mind go quiet. Before you, it was such a riot. Before you, it was more than just, well, it wasn't more than just vibing. See, now I live a different life. Now the sun shines on the right side of the bed. Now I get up and I show myself how to truly get ahead. Now I get up and I truly continue on. Now I no longer sing the same song. Now I no longer need to feel the feelings of righting my wrongs. Now I am at peace. I am relieved to know that the person that I thought you were never truly became. I remember all the pictures, they were never truly in the frame. I remember everything. How tender the time that we had to the touch. But I knew at that time my love was such a rush. I guess that's why I was in such a rush. I guess that's why things became such a mush. I guess that's why I am still writing poems, still feeling the way I did, but no longer am I the kid that I once was. I grew. I got those rocks out of my shoe, and I realized that my life was about me and not you. All right, so yeah, man, welcome back to L Veins Radio. It is Wednesday. I'm gonna put on a little jazz in the background because I don't like talking. Well, I do like talking because obviously I have a podcast, but I want a little music in the background, a little jazz while I do my podcast. But yeah, so we're gonna start the day a little different because while preparing for yesterday's show, jazz music, smooth jazz. Let me chill, let me chill, let me chill. Y'all ain't ready, man. Y'all ain't ready, man. Yeah, man. So I want to start the day a little different. While preparing for yesterday's show, well, not yesterday. Yesterday, while preparing for today's show, I came across a story that was circulating, right, online. A case involving Nancy Guthrie. I think we talked about that Monday or last Wednesday. I don't truly remember. However, I know we did talk about it. She is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, and she's been missing since February. But yeah, there was a story circulating online regarding ransom notes, and claims that had a lot of people talking, right? But the deeper I looked into it, the more I realized, um, you know, and the more I realized that I'm running into more just stories, right? Like I think we're putting a lot of things online, and I think this is a little even too loud just now. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, like there's like stories are moving faster than facts, right? Like you'll see, or at least me. I don't know if people still get on Facebook, but sometimes I'll be on Facebook and it'll say that someone passed, and this person didn't pass. Not everything is a joke, guys. Don't you get it? Right, man. Because the thing is, when somebody actually does rather. Um, that's serious stuff, right? Headlines spread faster than confirmation, right? Like the internet today is like everything, right? Everything to people, right? Um, we we have to. It still might be a little too loud, or maybe I'm just not used to doing music. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So the headlines are moving faster than the facts, man. Man, I think I think the bigger picture here is that social media is accelerating the breaking news, right? So people are sharing emotionally, not factually, right? So it's too many times where you get on social media and somebody is sharing something or talking about something that isn't even true. It's not even true, right? So basically, man, just be careful out there. I know it's not an exciting subject to talk about the internet sharing fake news, but um, you gotta be careful out there, man. You know, because this isn't just a story, right? This is the stuff that's shaping basically our everyday, right? Like the information you get online, if it's false, people will take that and think that's actually true. Like imagine, you know, um, someone shared something about you, right? Someone shared something about you, and it wasn't true, but people believed it. Obviously, that sounds very elementary, right? Because that's what people do. But when you think of it on a larger scale, right? It's like the blind leading the blind, right? So we got to know what's the truth, all right? And I'm still figuring that out myself. I'm still figuring that out myself. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You don't really know what's real these days. Are people real? Is the news real? Am I real? Are you real? We don't know. No, I'm chill. I'm just playing, guys. But seriously though. So watch where you get your news from. I'm not saying get it from me, but I'm just a guy who is sharing the news for people that do not like watching the news, but I'm not going to share any non-factual news. All right. So I'm not going to share some news. I'm not finna. Well, I'm not finna. That's how you know I'm Southern. I'm not about to come on YouTube and share some fake news, man. Right? There's perception versus reality, man. Stop letting social media shape your reality, for one. You got to think better than that. All right. You got to think better than social media. Um, you know, yeah. But anyway, y'all don't want to talk about that, man. Y'all don't want to talk about that. But anyway, yeah. So one thing, another thing I wanted to talk about is, yeah. So Giannis is going to the Heat. So Giannis is going to the Heat for like probably like let me check. Let me check. Let's check in real time. Let's check in real time, guys. All right. Let's look up this Giannis trade. All right, Giannis trade. All right. So the Milwaukee Bucks have agreed to trade two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, I said it right. To the Miami Heat in a massive blockbuster deal reached pretty much like 2 days ago. It was June 22nd. I think that was like what, Monday? All right. The trade, is sent Antetokounmpo to the Heat, Bob Portis to the Heat as well in exchange for a significant haul of players and draft picks. Who are these people? Because I know one of the people is Tyler Hero. Yeah. So yeah, for Tyler Hero, Kale L. Ware, Jaime Jaquez, and some dude name I don't know. 3 first-round picks, including number 13. Whatever. 1 pick swap. Whatever. None of that really matters because you get Giannis. All right. So this is what I think is gonna happen. I think they're gonna be pretty good. I wonder who. I think they still got Andrew Wiggins. They still got Andrew Wiggins. They got Bam Adebayo, right? And Michael Beasley said, he's like the only person that has beaten him in one-on-one, right? So it might work. It might work. I think they will be at least okay in the East, at least defensively. I don't know how great they will be offensively, unless they get some more shooters. Unless they get some more shooters. They probably get some more shooters, though. They probably get some more shooters. They probably get some more shooters. Yeah. I mean, they might as well. You feel me? Get some more shooters, bro. That's all they gotta do, bro. They gotta get some more shooters around Giannis, bro. They get some more shooters around Giannis. They straight. You feel me? You feel me? Now, I don't know if he gonna get a ring. That ain't what I'm saying. But they get some shooters. You feel me? Don't trip on my don't trip on my shot. My my blazer a little tight. My blazer a little tight. Yeah. They might as well get a couple shooters. They get a couple shooters around Giannis, bro. They straight, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got Bam. Oh, they got Norman Powell. They got Norman Powell straight. Norman Powell. They got Norman Powell. They got Andrew Wiggins, David Young, Mitch. They got a straight five. They got a straight five. I don't really know who's gonna play point guard. Cause Davion Mitchell, he a point guard, but he really ain't no point guard. He really like a defender. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody gotta be out there dishing the rock. You feel me? Somebody gotta. You feel me? Somebody gotta. Okay, good. Yeah, like somebody gotta. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I think they're gonna be pretty good, man. I think they'll be pretty good. I think they'll be pretty good. They'll at least be okay. But yeah, man. So yeah. So as I was saying, the NBA world, man, is reacting to one of the biggest moves in recent history. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is an MVP. He's an NBA champion. I think he's a Finals MVP too, right? Yeah, I think he's a Finals MVP too. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think we gotta let go of that loyalty thing, man. Now, that's a quite interesting topic, and maybe we'll get into that later. But nobody's really loyal these days. I'm not saying in real life, but if the shoe fit, wear it. All right. However, people leaving teams, man. Ain't nobody staying with nobody. People leaving. Oh, you feel me? People leaving. People gone. They say, man, if we ain't winning, I ain't staying. And they'll be staying either. They be leaving. Giannis done left. LeBron left. Hell, everybody left. Except Steph. And they would think about trading Steph at the beginning, but that's a story for another day. You know what I'm saying? Does a player really have to spend their whole career with one team? You know what I'm saying? Because this is how I feel. We say people got to stay with one team. But if we're really talking fat, Michael Jordan really stayed with one team. Played for the Wizards for a few years now. He played for the Wizards. Let's just call it what it is. Michael Jordan played for the Wizards a few years. All right. We might want to act like it's the book of Revelation and forget about it, but it happened. All right. So understand, even the great Michael Jordan, he went to another team, right? But I feel like when somebody go to another team, people feel like, man, they ain't better than Michael Jordan. It's like somewhere in their head they think Michael Jordan never went to a different team, but he did. He went to another team. He went to another team. All right. So Michael Jordan went to another team. You know what I'm saying? Kobe almost went to another team. He almost didn't get drafted by the team. Actually, he did get drafted by the team that he wasn't gonna be on. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, Kobe got drafted by the Celtics, as far as I remember, and then like trade or something with Lakers. You know what? Look that up. I don't really remember, but it's something like that. So what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? Can a player still build a legacy as to be the true greatest if he don't stay with one team? You know, maybe that's something we should think about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something we should think about. You know, in other news, GTA 6 is finally coming out. Apparently. It's finally coming out. GTA 6, right? Yeah, it's GTA 6. GTA 6 is finally coming out. I think when I started playing GTA 5, I think I was in college. I graduated college in 2020. It's 2026. It's about damn time. We've been waiting. GTA? You like it? We've been waiting this long. You like it? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember GTA, man. I remember I had Vice City. I remember I had Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. San Andreas really was the one. That's really San Andreas really is the one. If we really want to talk about it. If we really want to talk about it, San Andreas is really the one. You know what I'm saying? Like San Andreas, so many parents didn't want their kids to have GTA. But GTA was the. You used to go to your friends' house to play GTA. The old GTA, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation 2, um, GameCube, man, the first Xbox, whatever game system you used to have, you used to go to your friend's house. Y'all used to play two-player because y'all have the two controllers. Don't lie to me. I know y'all did that. Y'all used to ride y'all bikes to y'all friend's house and y'all used to play games on PlayStation 2. Cause not everybody had online. Online wasn't really no shit. You know what I'm saying? Online wasn't really popping. You know what I'm saying? Wi-Fi wasn't really out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So you used to ride your bike to your friend's house, and y'all used to play the video game, and that was the shit. And you didn't know if your friend was there until you got there and you knocked on the door. Cause sometimes your friend wasn't there. Don't lie to me. I know what y'all used to do. Cause I used to do that. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the shit, man. Ride your bike or walking. You know what I'm saying? To go see your friend. You know, this is back before everything really meant something. You know what I'm saying? Not everything got to have a reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? Now, motherfucker don't go outside or outdoors unless they going outside. You used to just go see your friends. You know what I'm saying? With no tablets, man. And I fuck with my tablet. I use my tablet. But now, you know what I'm saying? We turning into the Jetsons. And I used to watch the Jetsons a little bit, not really. But yeah, man, I used to wake up on Saturday morning, have basic cable, watch Sonic, eat cereal, and go to your friend's house. And y'all play video games. If you're old enough, y'all used to play Nintendo 64. Mario was the shit. Super Smash Bros. Mario was the shit, man. Mario had all the motherfucking games. Mario had all the games. But anyway, back to this GTA. GTA is finally coming out, man. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, it goes on pre-order tomorrow, June 25th, 2026. Okay? It goes on pre-order June 25th, 2026, and it comes out this November. GTA is finally coming out. It's been so long, I don't even play video games no more. I don't even play video games no more. Now, would I get it? Maybe. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna get it. But GTA ain't been out so long. Well, GTA has not, the GTA 6, we've been waiting on that so long, I have stopped playing video games. I don't even play video games no more. And I used to play some video games. But anyway, man, yeah, man. So GTA is pre-order June 25th, 2026. All right. So that's tomorrow, I believe. Thursday. All right. And it releases on November 19th, 2026 on PS5 and Xbox X and S. All right. You know what I'm saying? I used to have that Vice City, man. You know, Vice City basically Miami. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, before we get into the debate table, one thing I wanted to talk about is so a friend of mine had sent me a post that Drake had made about his list of things why he is still single. And honestly, the list was so long, I didn't read all of it. All right, I did not read all of it. However, right, she informed me. She's like, okay, do you think it's safer for men to share their feelings or not? Right? Honestly, I think to the world, no, but to your woman, it should be. So, hear me out. As a man, you are to be the leader. You are to be the rock. Well, depending with the rock thing. But you are to be the warrior to go out. Let's say, this is in a traditional sense. I know the world has changed these days, but this is just in a traditional sense, all right? So, as the man to the world, you are to be seen as more masculine, right? Bring the bacon home. If an intruder breaks in, your ass better not be crying. You better muscle up, nigga, and do what it takes. See, as a man, you got to make the tough decisions. You got to make the tough decisions, but that does not mean that you do not feel the pain that is that is that comes with these tough decisions. However, I think in the right woman or person, depending on your lifestyle, you should be able to confide in them. Because acting as if you do not have feelings about anything is probably the worst thing you could ever do. Trust me. Feelings bottle up, they spill over, they, do this, do that, right? Um, yeah. So the bigger story here is it safe for men to truly express themselves without being scrutinized? No, I can't say that. However, you'll be okay. Does God let you? Does God let you smoke? Anyway, um, yeah. So, is it is it safe? Is it safer? Is it safer for men to? But yeah, I think one should expect scrutiny, or maybe not always the reaction that one would like from the world. However, as a man, you do need someone to confide in, someone to truly express how you feel and the things that are going on in your life. That's what I think. But yeah, so at the debate at the debate table, today's question comes from conversation in sports, as I was talking about earlier. But honestly, it applies in life as well. Um, is the grass ever really greener on the other side? right? So here's the thing: Giannis has been traded to Milwaukee. I mean, not Milwaukee. Giannis has been traded to Miami, and there's been talks about him being traded for a long time. Maybe Golden State, maybe this place, maybe that place, maybe whatever place, right? And he'd say, I'm staying, I'm staying, I'm staying. You know, um, he'd always stay, right? And now he has been traded, and I have to assume that he had to have wanted that in a way. All right, he had to have wanted that in some sort of way. So it makes me think about other NBA players that have similar backstories where they had got traded and it may have not worked out for them. Because I think it rarely works out, right? Like Damian Lillard, he got traded to Milwaukee, got hurt, got paid. But then he went back to Portland, right? Even Kevin Durant, he went to Golden State for 2 years, faced all of that scrutiny, and ended up leaving. And now he can't even truly find a home, like as far as like a team, right? I think he plays for Houston now, if I'm not mistaken. LeBron, now LeBron, he left the Cavs, went to the Heat, but still went back to the Cavs and would have left. I mean, and would have possibly not have left again if Kyrie would have left, right? And then you got James Harden, right? James Harden, one of my favorite players, not one of my favorite players, but James Harden is a very popular player, and I do like James Harden's game. He is one of my favorite people to watch, at least when he was in Houston, right? Which brings me back, right? He was with the Thunder. Now, it wasn't his fault, apparently. I don't want to say it's any of these players' fault. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to understand is the grass ever really green, right? So he leaves there. Now he's let's not count that, right? Let's not count that. But with Houston, he couldn't get what he wanted with Houston, and then I think he went to the Nets, and then he went to the Sixers. And I think then he went to the Clippers. And now he's on the Cavs. I think he's on the Cavs, right? Now he's on the Cavs. Like, there are so many other players, right? But it makes me think, um, you know, how many times have we checked out or left something sooner than we should have? And the grass wasn't greener on the other side. There's no way to truly know if the grass is greener until you actually, um, you know, go on the other side, right? Uh, but the thing is, new doesn't always mean better, right? New doesn't always mean better. Every place, no matter where you go, has problems, right? So that's why they say, when you get you a woman that you can afford. Get her in your price bracket, right? Well, not price bracket, but get her within your bracket, so to speak. Because the thing is, I think a woman costs. And I'm not only speaking about financially, because everybody thinks about finance. Here's the thing: when you go out to eat, if you have a woman with you, it's going to cost more because there's two people, not just you. Duh. But anyway, yeah. So I'm talking about time, right? Energy, right? Emotional security. Women need these things, right? As a man, you may need the emotional security to an extent, but not like a woman, right? So these things cost, right? Free time comes at a cost, all right? But yeah, so is the grass ever really greener? I don't know. For me, I think if the grass is not greener, I'm gonna make it greener. That's just me. Because I have a standard for my life, right? And I think when you have a standard for your life, people that come into your life understand that. That's why it's a good thing to have standards, to have boundaries, to have morals, to have integrity, to have things that you actually can't buy with money. All right, because those are the things that actually stick with you throughout life. Money comes and goes, but character lasts. But anyway, seriously, sometimes the grass is greener because you ordered it. All right. Sometimes you don't need a new field, right? Sometimes it's not necessarily that the grass isn't greener where you are. Maybe you need a new procedure. Maybe what you used to do doesn't work anymore. Maybe you guys have grown and you need more things. Maybe you need more conversations and communication now. Maybe you need more physical elevation now. Maybe you need something different than what you're doing. But are you able to humble yourself enough to learn the partner that your partner is becoming? I don't know. I'm just a newscaster, you know. The real question here is, would you rather leave and find out or stay and wonder? I have a sibling. I have a sibling. I have a sibling. I have a sibling, and I reached out to her one day, and I said, man, what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? She said, what you talking about? I said, man, I can't seem to truly just be with one person. I said, every time I like somebody and we date, and we get to know each other, I said, they do something and I don't like it. I said, when I'm off somebody, I'm off somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, one time I was talking to this girl and then I started smoking and I was like, you ugly. I didn't say that to her face. I didn't say that in her head. But in my head, I was thinking you're ugly. All right. So we're going to pause and we're going to be back. Actually, I'm not going to pause you, but I'm gonna put a little music on. And then I'm put a little music on. And then, we'll be right back after these messages. Yep. We're back. We're back. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. I really appreciate it, man. On this great Win Wednesday. Um, yeah, man. But before we close, it's time for our Win Wednesday moment. A lot of times we talk about success, being a solo journey, right? But no one makes it alone. So I wanted to talk about today, having a good support system, man. People who believe in you, people who challenge you, people who tell you, hey, you're wrong, boy, right? But seriously, sometimes, man, we need that. We need someone to tell us that we need to get our shit together. And if you don't have anyone who can tell you that, don't be surprised if your shit ain't together. Talking to you, buddy. You and your little friends. But seriously, yeah, man. You want to have people who challenge you, man. People who check on you, and people who tell you the truth. You really need people to tell you the truth, for real. You need people who tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You need people who are in your corner. All right. You need a strong support system, and a strong support system doesn't just celebrate you when you up. They help you when you're struggling. They remind you who you are when life gets loud. And life really can get loud. Seriously, it really can. It can get very loud, and you can't run away from yourself. So allow other people to be there for you as well. All right. Um, you know, who are you in the corner for? Right. Also be there for other people as well. Um, yeah, the people we keep close, the choices we make and the way we move through life, that's what shapes our story. So be careful. All right. Protect your attention, move with intention. This is L Veins Radio. And I'll see you soon. But remember, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Until next time.